Friends. So, I'm on here with peacock hair. It almost looks like someone who's having a wedding, and has kind of a peacock style. Um, but I'm here just to comment on how sometimes I private videos after the matter or delete them after the matter, and I'm going to make this one unlisted, which means that those of you who see the link come up can watch it later, and I might make it private after that, which means that no one can see it except for me. And a lot of the times I make live videos private right away after because I'm not usually comfortable with how they come out because I never know what I'm going to say or what people are going to say live or what's going to happen. And to keep that on while it's authentic and I can appreciate that aspect of it, I don't find that it's as valuable a video as something that's more thought out and prepared and I can really make sure that I'm happy with the product. And that's definitely a perfectionistic element. And part of why I do these live videos is to kind of get better at improvising and going with the flow. So anyways, I just made a video public and then made it private, and I feel like that could confuse people because you might watch it and then it disappears, or you might think of watching it later and then it disappears. And I'm sorry, I'm going to try to work on that and making the decision before I put it out. But this most recent video that I put up, I just felt like I had gravity in my voice about certain things instead of just talking about it like an idea or a concept. And my delivery, I judged my delivery because I didn't feel like it was representing how much I actually thought about it or cared about it or something. I don't know. So then I privated it. But overall, I was just saying how people aren't puppets and how humans obviously are multifaceted and can do many things. So someone who's a singer can be an activist or can be a lot of things depending on what their personality is and what their assets are and what their what they think about. Just people have different thoughts, and I feel like we shouldn't limit people and put them in boxes and stuff, So anyways, that was essentially what that video was about, and a lot of you had really great comments. So I'm sorry that I didn't reply and I just left for a second, but I appreciate the participation and your thoughts because I feel like a lot of you are super wise and I love hearing your perspective. So I appreciate that. Anyhow, that's it on that front. Hi, Sophie Smiles, 89. And then another thought is that this is totally random, but something as simple as going to the grocery store can be an ordeal for me. And I'm wondering if other people relate to that. Like, planning a wedding or planning a trip to the grocery store. Sometimes they're both just as substantial for whatever reason. It's like, I want to already be out, and it has to be on the way home, and I want to get everything I need in that one trip so that I don't have to go back, and Franco's much more flexible and will just spontaneously, oh, we need tomatoes, I'm gonna go get tomatoes. And to me, I'm much more, deliberate about the trip, and I'm like, okay, if I'm getting tomatoes, what else can I get to make this trip worthwhile? Which I think in some ways it's not as efficient, but it might feel like I'm being more efficient. Well, instead of taking multiple trips, in that sense, I'm saving some gas. But as far as time and stress, sometimes I add more. Wow, I feel like my hair is crazy. Another thought is that I joined a martial arts class, and I'm super excited about that. And I guess that's not really a thought, that's just an update. But I'm really excited about it, and I want to be the master. I want to be the best. I want my black belt tomorrow. Like, that's how competitive I can get with myself. I want to be the best martial arts woman in the world. That's kind of like type 3 Enneagram stuff, which I'm a wing 3. 3 is kind of derives around success and wanting to be the best. So I'm trying to tone that down because like sometimes I get like super high expectations about certain things, and I want to just enjoy the process, which I have been as well. It's a storm's brewing out there. It looks like. I'm gonna read some of your comments. Perspectives are tricky. We have the ability to be objective, but so many are just extremely subjective and can't see outside their own point of view. Definitely. A lot of times people will take their subjectiveness as objectiveness and then apply it to other people. And it's like, nope. That's just what you think. Yeah, I think it's good to be flexible and go back and grab it. I think that's a great quality. And I can do that. But it's just like, sometimes I go out of my way to make sure I can get multiple trips in one. And sometimes that really bites me in the butt, as they say. One example I can think of is I went out of my way to get cheap gas once, which is kind of ironic. I drove further to get cheaper gas, and then I ended up locking my keys in my car. So I had to end up paying for a locksmith, and it ended up being a whole mess. And it's like, perhaps if I had just gotten gas closer by and hadn't tried to make this the best, the most affordable gas place. Like, it really doesn't matter. Then I might not be stuck in this little situation. Oh, Trevor, you did jujitsu? I did jujitsu in college for a little bit, and I did self-defense as well, baby girl. And I don't remember what your name was. You told me what your name was, but it's modern arnis, which is a Filipino martial arts. So it's like with the sticks. It's kind of like Kill Bill-esque. It's very fun, and I already got a bruise because you see the bruise? Like, yeah, right. My arms are hurting because I've been going a lot because I want to get really good, but yeah, so it's mostly with the sticks, and then there's also like combat without the sticks and with different weapons, and a lot of it is self-defense. The reason I'm doing it is because, one, I've always wanted to do it. There are two things I've always wanted to do that I haven't done as far as skill-wise. One is to play the drums well, which I learned how to, but you have to get a drum set, and I'm in an apartment complex, and I can't really play the drums here. So maybe I'll get better at them later. But drums, and then also to master martial arts and be able to beat the crap out of someone if I needed to. Not because I want to, but just to have that ability inside, I feel like builds confidence, and this sort of just it's more comfortable to be in the world around you, knowing that you got this. So I don't know, and just because I think it looks fun, it's like I had 3 older brothers. I don't know if that has something to do with it because they were always kind of pushing me around, and I would wrestle and whatever else. But so something about it, I like it, and also I think it's fun and satisfying, and also I think it's a good skill for the streets, and a fun way to exercise instead of just like running on a treadmill, which is also fun. But I like making things, that's another thing. Like, it has multiple reasons why I'm doing this one thing. Why can't there just be one reason? I'm sure there could be, but yeah, I got my pepper spray too, and you said a police whistle. Don't got one of those. Maybe I should. Martial arts, I'm working on my black belt for social skills and connecting with people, but it requires a powerful soul. Yeah, that's funny. I have my white belt right now in martial arts. I'm thinking of dipping it in black paint and seeing if they notice. So the goal with the sticks, it's like pretty much an extension of your arms. So what you master with the sticks, then you can apply that to just without the sticks. So we do both, but that's the point of having the sticks, and also it's some of it, there are different, he explained it better. Obviously I'm no pro, but there are different parts of it, different versions. There's like the cinematic version, so it's not actually combat, but it looks cool and it's fun and satisfying to do, like different routines. And then there's the combat, which is actually for real. Like, or there's like street, and then there's like the sparring, which is like for fun, for sport. Oh, there's sport, street, and then cinematic. So yeah. Yeah, I got 3 brothers and a sister. I'm the youngest, so I had to learn how to, you know, hold my own. And my oldest brother was always trying to toughen me up, which was so annoying because he just shoved me and be like, it's to toughen you up. I'm like, you don't need to do that. He also told me, he taught me, this was actually useful. He taught me how to take a compliment, because whenever people complimented me, I would be really uncomfortable and like wouldn't know what to do. I'd be like, oh no, that's not me. You're thinking of someone else. And so he taught me to really look them in the eye and say thank you. He's like, you're being rude, not accepting the compliment. So then I actually took that with me, and I started to really, my hair is wavy today, crazy. I started looking people in the eye and saying thank you, which can be very hard to do, funny enough. If you can hit people with sticks, you can play the piano. You can do whatever you want to do, Eric. Oh, because it's an extension of your hand. I guess an extension of your arm as a combat tool, not as the phalanges. But yeah, you can use your fingers also in combat too. Like you can break someone's finger off if they have a grip on you. So keep that in mind. Pakoki. Yes, email me at Molly the INFJ. Every martial arts has its own categories. It's a great way to exercise while having fun because let's face it, everyone's different. True, Trevor. There are many types of martial arts. It says karate in the front of this martial arts, but because that's what draws you in, and that's the one that people know when they hear it. But there are so many different types and variations of the moves. I actually called around town and contacted different coaches to see which one felt like a good fit, like which one made me feel like, yeah, they're gonna teach me stuff. And I researched too. But this guy, when I was talking to him on the phone, I was kind of sweating. I'm like, he was intimidating. And I'm like, yep, he's the guy. This is the guy who's gonna make me a master. I don't know. I think he's an ENTJ, by the way, which I think ENTJs are really great teachers. He talks about how it applies, and he's very objective and very organized, deliberate, and constructive. So he's a great teacher, and I really enjoy him. I'm intimidated by him sometimes, but I kind of don't mind that. I feel like that's what happens sometimes with people you respect in teacher-student relationships. And it's because he knows so much. Like, I could tell he knows so much. And I'm just a mere white belt. So anyways, that's where I'm at right now in life, learning that and then getting into the theater and music scene where I'm at. So anyhow, do any of you have questions before I part? I'm gonna leave this unlisted so that people later can watch it, but know that I don't always do that, and sometimes I'll go live and then private it, but really, you're not missing much. If I private it, it's for a reason. It's usually because it's not that quality. I mean, that's also subjective, and I'm very hard on myself, so, you know. This was fun hanging out, though. But, yeah, so I'm going to linger for just a minute here to see if there are any unanswered questions or thoughts. I'm going to scroll through here real quick before I skedaddle. My hair has been very big lately, which is kind of fun because, I don't know. Because sometimes I feel like it looks cool when girls have really big hair. They've got like attitude. So, thank you, Trevor. That's me taking a compliment. I was unsure about it at first, because when I got balayage, a quick little story about hair. So if you're bored about hair, I know Eric's not a fan of the hair talks. You can pause me. I got balayage, and which is basically they paint your hair, and it's like it's supposed to be healthier for your hair, and it's like a sweeping motion. It's a technique that they use so that it's not as damaging and it's more natural looking. Because this is like my natural color up here, and so they painted it, and at first it came out like yellow, like you could have drawn me with a crayon, and I did not like it. It was just very, to me it looked very fake, and like on Barbie, which I felt like it didn't look good with me and my skin tone or whatever. But since then I've been using the shampoo, and it's been like, it's been growing out, and now it's like blended nice with my natural, which is this dirty blonde. So yeah, I'm gonna grow it out and stuff. But the color damages the hair and changes the texture, so it makes it a little bit more like wild and crazy, which I don't mind right now, but it will be nice to get back to the soft and smooth and silky. So there's our hair talk. Hair. Trevor's hair is 4 colors: white, blonde, orange, yellow, gold, and brown in the roots. Wowza. Isn't it crazy how many different colors you can put in your head? Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, everyone. And sorry again that sometimes I make my videos private, and there's usually a reason for it, and I will come back and make videos public that I deem worthy of being public. But this one, people later who weren't on the live stream, you can watch for a little bit. Feel free to comment if you have thoughts or questions about future videos, and I'll definitely consider those. Till then, I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful days and weeks and nights and